هو الإمام أبو محمد الحسن بن علي العسكري عليه الصلاة والسلام. ولد عام 232 هجرية، واستشهد عام 260 للهجرة في سامراء، ودفن هناك. واصل في سامراء حركة التوعية الربانية والمعارضة العقائدية والسياسية ضد بني العباس، وتحمل كل أنواع التعذيب والتنكيل في هذا السبيل. فيبلغ عمر الإمام صلوات الله وسلامه عليه 28 عاما، وهو أصغر الأئمة سنا من بين الأئمة المعصومين. ولقد تميزت الأحاديث التي تدور حول القيادة بأن أغلبها كان عن الإمام العسكري عليه الصلاة والسلام. اغتالت السلطات العباسية الإمام العسكري عليه السلام، وكان قد رزق بالإمام المهدي المنتظر عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف يوم الجمعة من شعبان عام 255 هجرية، أي في استشهاد الإمام العسكري كان عمر الإمام المهدي عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف 5 أعوام. أولى فقرات حفلنا المتواضع والمبارك هذا مع كلمة باللغة الإنجليزية لخادم أهل البيت مع الشاب حامد الخباز، نستقبله بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم أيها الحفل الكريم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نرفع إلى صاحب العصر والزمان الحجة بن الحسن عجل الله تعالى فرجه، وإلى مراجعنا العظام، وإليكم أيها الحضور الكرام، أسمى التهاني والتبريكات بمناسبة ولادة إمام الحسن العسكري عليه السلام. وهذه كلمة مختصرة باللغة الإنجليزية عن حياته الشريفة. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. The life of Imam Hassan Al-Askari alayhi salam. Imam Hassan Al-Askari alayhi salam was born on the 10th of Rabi' al-Thani in the year 232 after Hijrah in Medina. He is the 11th Imam, and his father, Imam Ali al-Hadi alayhi salam, said that it was an order from the Prophet that he should be named Hassan. His mother, Hudaytha radiyallahu anha, was a slave of the 10th Imam whom he had freed, and eventually to whom he got married. The 10th and 11th Imam were both called Al-Askari, as they lived in an area of Samarra called Askar, which means army. His childhood was very unique. One day, Buhlul saw the young Imam crying in the street, where all the other children were busy playing with their toys. He asked whether if the Imam was crying because he had no toys to play with. The Imam replied, "We have not been created to play." Buhlul then asked from where he had learned this from, and the Imam said, "Have you not read the Quran? Where it says, 'Do you think we have created you in vain and that you will not be returned to us?' أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ." Anxious, Buhlul then asked the Imam for some advice. The Imam started to talk about death, barzakh, the life in grave, and qiyamah, hereafter, which made him subsequently cry so much that he fainted of fright. When he came to, Buhlul asked him why he was fearful, as he has not even reached puberty yet. The Imam said, "I have watched my mother light a fire. She uses the little twigs to get the big pieces of wood to burn. I fear that on the day of judgment, Allah may also use the little ones to light the big ones. Ahmad bin Ishaq relates that when he heard the death of the 10th Imam, he went to Samarra and asked for the whereabouts of the 11th Imam. He was told that the Imam had been imprisoned by Mu'taz Billah. After bribing the guards, he was able to visit the Imam one night. He described the prison as a tunnel under the Caliph's home where there was no space to stretch neither one's legs, no room to be able to stand. Ahmad bin Ishaq says he cried when he saw the Imam's condition. The food was only 1 glass of water and a piece of dry bread a day. He was imprisoned because all the rulers knew of the justice that was promised to come with the coming of the 12th Imam, and they wished to prevent anyone being born of the 11th Imam. It was very difficult for people to meet him as he was imprisoned. Whilst in prison, he told his companions to accumulate all the issues of fiqh, and he completed the issues on the chapters that were found missing. He introduced the institution of taqlid, which means following the religious scholars by advising people to follow those who were learned. He introduced the institution of taqlid, which means following the religious scholars by advising people to follow those who were learned. There was once a severe drought in Samarra, so they faced famine, which forced a Christian priest to pray for rain to fall. Whenever he used to raise his hands for prayer, rain would immediately fall. The Muslims' faith started to waver, and the Caliph's Mu'taz Billah got worried. He went to the 11th Imam, warning that the Imam's grandfather's religion was in trouble. The Imam asked him to call all the people outside Samarra with the Christian priest. Once they met, the Imam asked him to pray for rain. When the Christian raised his hands to pray, it started to rain. The Imam then asked his companions to take away whatever he had in his hand and give it to him, and then asked the priest to pray for rain once again. This time, the priest failed to make it rain because of the missing accessory, explained the Imam. The Imam showed that the priest had in his hand a bone of a prophet, which whenever placed under the open sky, it caused it to rain. The Imam then prayed for rain, and it rained. Mu'taz could not re-imprison the Imam for some time. For when the people saw the miracle, they all wanted to visit the Imam and asked where they might find him. The Imam pointed to the Caliph and asked the people to ask the Caliph himself. Mu'taz answered that the Imam was staying at the house where the 10th Imam used to reside. Hudaytha, his mother, was there, and it was that year that the 12th Imam was born. The Imam was released for 13 months, after which he was rearrested. In the 6 years of his imamate, several assassin attempts were made on his life. On the 1st of Rabi' al-Awwal, 260 Hijriya, Mu'tamad arranged for the Imam to be poisoned in prison and then sent him home. The Imam was in great pain and difficulty for 8 days. On the 8th of Rabi' al-Awwal, he asked his son, the 12th Imam, to bring him some water and then leave him. He died that day and was given ghusl and kafan by his son, the 12th Imam. The funeral prayers were led by the 12th Imam, and it was then a lot of Shia saw him for the first time. Thus, a large number of people attended the funeral, and he was buried in Samarra. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.